Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
The Smolensk is a tier 10 Russian destroyer, I mean light cruiser, I mean floating PKM, made during the Cold War era in a secret naval base of Polansky, the same place where the Russians built Stalingrad and Khabarov.
You go to Gulag.
But unlike those two, which are still essentially gunships covered with iron curtain, the Smolensk is at the same level of bullshittery as a certain plant manager. We have the guns, a totally real design if you're not delusional. This little angry turret is the pinnacle of Russian engineering, bested only by RBMK reactors, and you get 4 of them, with a total of 16 guns with 4 seconds reload. It sounds absurd, but if the French gets a pass with bigger guns, this is considered acceptable, because what better way to make your own equal tier ship's damage output obsolete? This is the best example of a ship capable of throwing crap on the wall until it sticks, with shell volume and totally realistic fire chance, because HE penetration is for filthy casuals. It has the signature Russian gun handling and ballistic that gives any spotted ship in your range equal share of misery, without the orbital shells found on American ships. Now you know why the Russian lost the space race. I mean, the skill floor of the ship is basically pop smoke and watching people burn as comedy relief, but this is, however, is not the proper way to play it. Because the smoke it carries has a tendency to bait idiots thinking they're safe inside it, which is why you should avoid popping smoke and attempt to pump DPM right in front of everyone. Instead, you play the Smolensk as an open water retention hall, like how the Soviet being totally discreet about putting bombs at America's doorstep. You pick a flank, then you move as far as possible to the edge, not putting yourself in a spot where you can get crossfired. When you start firing and get spotted, it will take a while for their ship to turn the turrets and fire back, which they most likely will, giving you time to kite and control the engagement. It's less about farming safely from long range, and more about being a massive sore thumb that can't be ignored. This gives it 2 distinct benefits over low DPM HE snipers. You can actively spot the enemy ship, so everyone in your team can shoot it as well. You're also able to land more accurate shots, since you won't be jerking off the back of the map, not like you have much range to begin with. With so many shells that can be thrown around, you can easily farm fire damage on multiple sections of a very unfortunate bloke. The rest is history. I would suggest taking a bath after every firebombing. Its role in general is to make a flank look like DLC that people have to pay in order to advance, making them think about their mistake, which is not focusing you from the beginning. And depending on the situation in hand, you can do advanced island camping by skirting around it and making sure you are shooting at an advancing ship. You can keep your ship hidden by feathering the throttle. But above all that, the most important skill you should have when playing it is dodging the shots from people you manage to bait. Hold on, it has no armor and HP, so why would you do that? Now, before I go around carrying a Unicum mask and tell everyone to jig it, let me tell you that this is what separates your typical stat padders with a true Unicum. A true Unicum knows that his team may not be dependable, but are crucial to victory, and every time a salvo is taken from them, the chance of winning adds up. You dodge shots by paying attention to your shooter, then react accordingly. You have the speed to outrun the shells, and 30mm of midsection, if you had to take one directly. Nobody knows the reason of making it practically tankier than other light cruisers, and while it has a citadel that can be seen from space, it is not actually there, just like Slovakia. The reason for that lies on AP fuse timer, which is the time it takes for a shell to detonate after it successfully penetrates an armor. The higher the shell velocity, the more distance it covers before it detonates. It is also affected by the thickness of the armor it penetrates. And since Smolensk has tier 5 level of citadel protection, along with a very slim hull, BB shells would just go straight through us over pens, provided you are within 10 kilometers or less, and showing flat broadside. You then laugh as they had zero chance to delete you in one salvo. Even against its biggest counter, you can absolutely cheese the shit out of his laser accuracy. Something tells me this is intentional, since the only way to prevent this from happening is to ironically buff the armor even more. But apart from edge cases like that, the ships you need to worry in general are big caliber BBs, the colonizer, and capitalist pigs. You avoid fighting these ships directly and hope your team kill them first, but if you absolutely have to deal with any one of them, you pop smoke and farm them in return. Or if you feel cheeky, you rush it from the front, disable their guns, and then send them to Gulag. And let's not forget how unfair it is against destroyers. With its ability to drop HP faster than the Soviet economy, one may even think this is too much, but then again, nobody complain about radar anymore. You also get AA that screams people power, and torpedoes because why the hell not? What else did I miss? Oh right, the turrets are practically indestructible. The only thing missing from the ship is the torpedo protection. But who needs protection when people power prevails over anything? This is how you fit out the reactor number 4. You take preventative maintenance, adrenaline rush, or last stand, because it is just as fragile as the truth. Then you take superintendent and advanced firing training. Then take demolition expert for guaranteed fire, and tell IFHE to sod off. You can then take either basic firing training, survivability expert, or any of the tier 2 skills. The choice is yours. For the upgrades you want main armament mod 1. Steering gears, aiming system mod 1, propulsion, concealment, because the smallest thing matters, and main battery mod 3. Don't forget premium on everything. As what the game has shown in the past, everything is simply more fun when you have less than 4 seconds reload, able to blot the sun with shell volume, and casually erasing destroyers. Because that is exactly what the game needs right now. Besides, there are a lot of ship that can take care of it, and all it need is one good salvo to completely erase it from existence.
Congratulations, comrades. You are the last of 3,828 men. You have performed your duties perfectly, and wish you good health and long life. All of you are awarded a bonus of 800 rubles. Thank you.
I serve the Soviet Union.
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 Thank you.
I serve the Soviet Union. I serve the Soviet Union. I serve the Soviet Union. I serve the Soviet Union.